You know what? This recording is bopping. We gotta keep singing to the beat.
Hey guys, welcome to Fatherless Behavior. We're Foreign Sunsets. I'm Jay.
I'm Bash. Good to meet you again.
Hello, I'm Walter. Nice to meet you today.
We're on a latency program. Oh, PSA. Everybody, real quick, Google in your area if there is a standalone Sbarro's. Because I finally went to a standalone Sbarro's by my house. And not only,
Is it the one that's west from here?
yeah,
Okay.
so not only did they have free arcade games like Miss Pac-Man, Pinball, Foosball, some other shit, this standalone Sbarro's had booze.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. There's there's a couple like little standalone restaurants like Mod Pizza or even Hoots that sells beer and stuff. And it's just like one of those small little dine-in restaurants. It's not anything special, but the fact that it has arcade machines is incredible.
Yeah,
I
well,
love
it
that.
wasn't a lot. I just thought it was really cool because I was like, you didn't have to do any of these things. People will clearly eat at Sbarro's.
For some reason outside of a mall, outside of its natural environment.
Yeah, I bought a whole pizza from Sbarro's because I'm like, I'm not going to stand alone Sbarro's and buying a slice. Like, that seems,
Why not?
I don't know, it seemed weird. I was like, no, like at a full
You
restaurant.
put in the effort.
Well, at the full restaurant, you buy the full
It's
pizza.
funny to know though that Sbarro is actually known for its actual full pizzas.
It is, but there
Trash. They weren't great. All right.
Yeah, I have watched I have watched like a 30-minute video essay about the history of Sbarro's and how it became like a mall company basically. But that's beside the
Let me
point.
just tell you, their whole thing was like, our competitors have a 16-inch pizza. Ours is 17-inch. The extra inch around the fucking pizza comes from an extra inch of crust. Nobody has that much crust on the fucking pizza. It's all a lie.
Connie's is better.
An extra inch matters, Joe.
All right, so if you're tuning into Fatherless Behavior, then hopefully you saw our announcement about the January 8th show at Book Club here in Chicago. It went great, thanks to Feed the Monkeys.
And
Where-
Annie's takeout.
Yeah, and Denny's Takeout. We're really loving playing with Feed the Monkeys. I think they're a great band of guys.
They're one of my favorite Chicagoland bands right now. Like they just have such a great sound.
Yeah, you can really tell that they're grinding. I mean, like, they've been posting nonstop about like just all these shows that they're having, and they're working all like the Northwest Chicagoland area, like Elgin and all that.
I
So
think
they've
that's
been
just west.
north from me. But
It's West.
yeah, they're doing great, and it's really cool to be playing with them. Hopefully, we can feature them pretty soon on our live stream. Check us out streaming on Twitch at Foreign Sunset or twitch.tv/Foreign Sunsets.
Hey,
Jinx, you owe
That
me
was
a
awesome.
soda now.
So it's
fuck you.
It
You
took-
didn't even participate.
yeah, like
in that.
you can't jinx when. Oh man,
I can
Well, actually is
it's-
that a
no,
rule?
the rule
Is that a
says
rule?
anybody who does a double, somebody just has to call Jinx. That's the only
Oh.
rule. That's all I've ever been told.
Speaking
It's
of
like when someone
repetition,
doubles,
if
like-
you listened into the last podcast where I talked about almost burning down my apartment, nothing has changed. I keep almost doing it. I have left my stove on 3 more times.
I know what I'm getting you for your birthday, and it's a fire extinguisher.
So big shout out to Book Club for the January 8th show. We had a great time. Honestly, it started off rough. I've had a rough month
Tell us about
with
it.
January. Like, so we're loading up for the show. Super stoked. We're like, it's one of the first shows of the year. Actually, it was our first show of the year, but it was one that we were hosting. So we weren't on somebody's bill. We were organizing this bill, and we're loading out for the show. We're already running 15 minutes late. As I step out of the studio with our gear, guitar case just breaks. Guitar goes straight onto hard cement. Just straight sidewalk. All the way
Straight
vertical
down.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear the vertical drop. And then slow-mo as I'm turning around, you just hear that like Ave Maria. And the guitar's going face down. Dude, it broke
Hit me
my
with
soul.
the reverb.
Yeah, but like, so 15 minutes late to load-in time, I break my guitar. Like, I had spent all week playing that guitar specifically and only, practice with that guitar right before load out, and yep, I had to play the show with another guitar. Luckily, I had a reliable. Like, I mean, I have my fantastic Epiphone Les Paul. It's modded.
Ooh.
With some cool shit. My bad. That is my alarm for some medicine. We will talk about some other shit I got going on. It's been a bad month. But so I break my fucking guitar, take new guitar to the show. Everybody at the show is super stoked for the show and everything. The second we get on to sound check,
The man crushes your soul.
shout out to Jesse for working with me.
Yeah, while we were doing sound check, Jesse was like, "Is that how you want your guitar to sound?"
Man, there's nothing more demoralizing to being like, hey, I don't know how to say this, but it doesn't sound good. It's like, I don't want to say it sounds bad, but are you sure that's what you want it to sound like? And so
Yeah.
that broke my soul. I was already super anxious about just the fact that, you know,
Well, it was in that amp was set to a very specific tone with
Yeah.
a very specific guitar. So luckily he was able to catch it and like work
Yeah,
with
no,
you to fix it.
I definitely appreciate the fact that, you know, because not every sound guy out there or sound person really wants to like be that involved with the band. Sometimes they just want to get in and do their job, and I get it because we're all there to do a job.
Some of them do heroin and pass out in the alley.
Shout out Mutiny. But I think that it was the best thing professionally he could have done, and I really respect it because it actually helped me prepare even more to then try to put a good show together. And we're actually going to be putting up some clips from that show up pretty soon. So follow our
Shit.
YouTube
I'll throw it on this podcast episode too.
and click.
Watch.
All right. So yeah,
I'm gonna
we
make it
did
just
have
like
a good show, but
one
man,
frame.
it is hard to try to come and bring your A game when the whole world is like, nah, today's not your day. It's like, oh man, I really needed today to be my day. It's like, no.
Now, but regardless, it was still a
Yeah.
great show. I think that we did pretty well, and you will also see that we had a lot of fun with it with the following clips. But we're really excited to also be playing there again in this month, Monday, February 27th. We will be playing with my friend Daylong Sai and Feels Like Karma. I'm actually going to be really excited for this one because little thing about book club, they have some stage production that not a lot of people use. They have a projector. So I want to see if I can pirate like some anime and then just throw it on a USB and have it projected.
Honestly, you know what we should do is Vision of Escaflowne.
Yes.
We're pretty stoked to be playing
Should
with
totally do
Daylong, though. Like, Daylong Sai has been a pretty big supporter of Foreign Sunsets. So big shout outs to them. And they definitely worked with us to book this book club show. And I'm hoping we can do actually. I'm hoping for even more new material by this show. So I'm hoping to have another song ready to show you guys.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. What about you, Walter?
Show me what you got.
Oh, Walter's ready for this because he's been working. So this next song is very bass heavy. It's
We talked about it in the last episode.
yeah, it's heavily involved. So we're bringing back this song called Iran. Check it out on our SoundCloud. But fuck, man, we've been grinding to try to make it a very, very intensive song.
A quality warning for the SoundCloud, by the way, though.
Oh yeah, very, very
It's
much.
very early on. If you watched the first episode,
Don't you criticize my work.
judge you.
Judge.
That's a 7-year-old recording. Anybody want to talk about any other show-related things?
Oh, shout outs to Annie's Takeout.
Yeah.
Fun show. It's always fucking dope to watch. Belle blindfold themselves to drum for a whole song.
Honestly, yeah, I when I drum, there'll be times when I just, close my eyes and kind of feel it out. But to have the showmanship of I'm just gonna take this shirt and just wrap it around my face and not have it slip off so that I don't see. Commendable. I really did like that.
Strange skill choice. I was like, that's not a skill I would have thought to bring to a show, but I'm like, all right, party tricks all around. Let's do it. That's what makes a good show is what you got to.
No, Belle was crazy. Yeah, it was a very high energy show. Actually, it was fucking bitter cold. It was one of the colder days that we've had this winter so far here
Oh,
in
yeah.
Chicago.
It was rough.
But
And it hadn't
man,
even snowed yet.
you couldn't even tell. The energy was
Yeah.
so warm in that venue that night. Loved it.
There was no fucking snow and it was freezing.
Shout out to former Foreign Sunsets guitarist Mondo. He came out all the way from wherever he chose to move to. It's far. It's like a small town.
Long, far suburbs in galaxy far away, Illinois.
Point is,
I don't even know if you can take a Metro out to where he
I
lives.
don't think he could. I don't think he could take a train.
I think he has to come through on the Amtrak.
Yo, how far into
Oh,
the
no.
frontier are you that the railroad hasn't made it to you? You know what I mean? Like,
That's like the marker of civilization.
yeah,
As-
it's like
yeah.
he lives where there's no railroad.
But yeah, the January 8th performance was really good. I think it might be the last time I can headbang the way that I did for that because I think I'm going to chop these locks.
You know what's funny is like, so we took like a week off almost 2 weeks off since then
So, yeah.
to just kind of rest up because we were grinding pretty hard leading up to that. And so the whole time that like we were taking a break, I was eating a lot of mushrooms.
All right.
And let me just tell you, there is a panic that sets into your soul when you wake up and you're still high on mushrooms.
I feel that when I eat edibles. Like I'm
It doesn't bother me that much when you eat edibles. But when I woke up on mushrooms, it was open my eyes, rub my eyes, and I was like, oh, everything's a little hazy. Then open my eyes a little more, and I was like, everything's actually very clear. What the fuck?
Hi, Jeff.
My eyes hit 8K. What the fuck?
Yeah, it was like I was still buffering for a second. I was like, 480p, what? I'm like, hold on. It's like, 4K Ultra HD. What the shit? It's like I can see myself out of body
like, I
experience.
don't
fucking HDR.
It's like I gave myself fisheye lens from a drone somehow.
That gave me some dystopian vibes hearing that. It's like, I'm pretty sure I pay for premium eyesight. Come on. It's like loading. Sorry, sir. It's like, goddamn eyes.
I'm pretty sure the payment went through this week.
God, can you imagine that in the future where everything's implants that are connected to the Wi-Fi? It's like, oh, you can't see today. You didn't make your payment. It's like, the fuck?
Brings me up to the next thing. So part of the reason why we actually took 2 weeks off was because I needed to have minor dental surgery. So I broke my molar during vacation a year ago.
Nom, nom, nom.
And I didn't deal with it because no insurance. I just got insurance January 1st. Didn't want to do anything until we finished the show January 8th. And then the second we finished, I went to go deal with this issue, had minor surgery. And I was getting kind of worried because, surgeries get expensive and all that. But boy, let me tell you, I have seldomly felt so upper crust as I did this day. Because basically what happened was I just did a walk-in. I was at the dentist office 3 minutes before they opened. I got there and the dentist guy was opening. And he was just like, "Can I help you?" And I was like, "Are you open?" And he's like, I guess. I was like, "Thanks."
Not particularly, no.
And then they're like, "Do you have an appointment?" And I was like, "I have an emergency." And so we do all the stuff. They tell me I need surgery, everything. And then I'm getting kind of worried because we didn't even talk about pricing. And then we go up to, or I go up to the nurse or checkout lady. Well, I don't know what the
Receptionist.
receptionist. Checkout lady. She wasn't bagging groceries, although she did give me a goodie bag. So
Did they give you the little dental floss and toothbrush?
Oh, that's cute.
no,
What?
nah, they did, but fuck 'em.
I was like, they usually do. It's like,
They
we're
didn't
sponsored by
They didn't give me
Crest.
gold ones. They gave me like shit ones. But yeah, so like she checks my insurance and is like telling me all the game plan. And she's like, "All right, so like this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do all this." And she's like, "So normally this stuff would be pretty expensive, but you have like good insurance, like really good." And then she even did like the move the hair out of the fucking forehead and push it behind the ear. And I was like, "Damn, I got sexy insurance." Like,
You
holy shit! I could not have ever imagined I'd have sexy
Like-
insurance.
I see you're a platinum member.
Yeah, it literally
Honestly.
says Premier on my card. I didn't know that.
That's also
Honestly, we better after all the shit we went through at work.
imagine that there's like, this insurance covers getting the tooth gems as well. We can just bedazzle your fucking teeth if we
Like,
want,
yo,
if we
we-
wanted to.
He's like, so welcome to Paul Wall's dental office. It's like, I don't know if you know this, but you have really good insurance, so you get our Premier grills.
God damn it. Do you want grills by Swartz Crystals?
Rob, if Julie saw, tell him make me a grill.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, all right.
I love that
Early
song.
2000. I've never had something where it felt like privilege. And let me just tell you, I went mad with power immediately. Like, I get it. It's intoxicating.
Like, give me everything now.
Dude, once that happened, let's start checking the price of veneers. I need to start shopping for the yacht that best suits my needs.
You started yapping.
Yeah, I started yapping. I turned more Mexican than I am. But yeah. So like, and you know what? Like, so here's the crazy thing: the guy did a bad job. I knew he did a bad job because I felt it. Like, I've had a lot of shitty dental work,
And
and
you're
so
like, this tracks.
so I'm at Lunar New Year, and I'm just talking to like these old friends and stuff, just hanging out at Temple, and I started telling the story about the dentist and having sexy insurance, like gotta flex it. But then I'm like, yeah, but I think he did a bad job, and like I'm really looking for a new dentist to get a second opinion. And they're just like, "Hey, yo, my cousin over there's a dentist," and I was like, "Really?" So then I get introduced and we start talking, and she's like, "Oh, that sounds horrible. Like, I'd love to take a look." And I was like, "You want to take a look right now?" So like they're doing like the lion dance and like all this stuff, and I'm just getting a dental exam for free in the back. Like, literally, she's using like a chopstick to like look around and stuff. Like,
No.
yeah, we got motherfuckers with a flashlight. Like, it was so cool, man. And let me just tell you, everybody needs a dentist in their friend group because
Within their circles, yeah.
yeah, like you got to make friends with a dentist.
Always keep aspirations, friends.
Yeah, it's like you never know when you're gonna need like dental work, and it's better to have a relationship with like your dentist. And this chick was awesome. Like, she was just really cool. And then so like I called the dental office to make a fucking appointment, and they're like, "Yeah, we're all like booked up. Like, this is a nice dentist." Like, and then
It wasn't fucking dentology in Wicker, was
I
it?
don't know. It was
Yeah,
like a
okay.
different place,
I hate
but
that place.
Never been.
but then I was like, yeah, but actually, like, I'm looking to have like an appointment with this specific doctor, and they're like, oh, she's really booked, and I was like, yeah, but she personally texted me and told me that she told the front desk that she would be expecting my call.
Yeah.
So like,
Get her on the
like,
horn.
like, could you check with her again? And then they're like, all right, so we'll put you in for next week. And I was just like, the power. I have it. I finally have it.
Unlimited power. See, now you like because I have that very similar feeling when I can get into shows because my friends work at the venues. Just like, hey, come hang out like with me and hang out at the bar. Here's an entry to a show, by the way. So like, you
Yeah, but-
just come in and out.
Like that's a little different than being like somebody who's capable of surgery. Like
No, that's
like
yeah, but
having
still,
having a friend you can trust to do surgery on your face is fucking awesome. Actually,
it is pretty cool.
like how many of your friends would you let near your mouth?
In
We're
what
not gonna-
context?
Yeah, I was like, how low?
Doesn't
Yeah, I was like,
matter.
how low? I was like,
See the fact that you had limitations.
I was thinking, I'm like, I'll let any of my homies.
and sorry,
give
I
me-
did. You're fucking awesome. You know who you are. Shouts like gang.
Kelso, we know you're a whore.
Oh, by the way, that '90s show. Have you guys watched it?
I have not. I
Yes.
did see a clip of
It's
it
good.
on Twitter,
It's good.
and it kind of brought me back because obviously it's a sitcom comedy. But one of the clips that I saw, I'm like, oh yeah, it was also a very endearing, emotional like show.
Specifically, though, to relate it back to our whole podcast series, the intro take for that '90s show is actually something I'd actually want to try to cover ourselves.
Really?
Oh yeah, cause so
it's pretty
you
fun.
know, all right, the best way I could describe it is like they do it again, but kinda to the sound of "We're the Kids in America." You know the energy of "We're the Kids in America." Whoa. Yeah. So
And it kind of sounds like the girl that plays the foreman's daughter.
oh yeah. It's
Sounds like
her name is
sing-
Leia.
Oh yeah, Leia.
He named her Leia, like Princess Leia. Yeah.
Motherfucker.
Yeah, and I was like, yo, like Robin Williams with fucking Zelda. So one of the things we're trying to do out of the studio, because we got to pay bills, is get into voice roles. I want to try our hand at like doing voiceover work.
I've done it.
Have any kind? There's so much voiceover work
Yeah.
that counts. Like
Yeah.
even just reading children's books.
Yeah,
I've read.
you-
There's such
Well,
a high demand just for.
I'm
people
right.
to
I'm
keep
writing a
reading.
children's book, so that's fucking fire. But
I
I would
Patent
like.
pending.
I didn't even name the fucking. I'm writing a children's book. The children's book.
We're patent pending the idea of you
pending
writing.
the concept of a children's book.
I want to do. It
I'm
for a while.
copywriting Joe being able to write a book right now.
I'm not gonna talk about
I'm
what it is, but
claiming
I'm
it for
working on
Wildcats.
it.
Yeah,
yeah.
for voice acting.
LLC
Wildcat
coming
Studios.
soon.
So we also do photo editing, video editing, podcast editing,
Photo shoots, photoshops, photo film,
live session,
wedding photos, bar
streams.
mitzvahs.
We
Bat
have an
mitzvahs,
inflatable bouncy
etc.
castle that we
Sorry, I haven't
bouncy
listened.
castle that we rent out as well.
general mitzvahs.
General mitzvahs. No,
Um,
but
Quinceañeras.
I have a credit to
Wait, no, hold
one
on.
voice actor.
I was saying, so since we all like the audio drama or whatever the fuck, what did you say? Novella?
There are
they
novellas. There are audio dramas. I think is the right word.
A radio show. Or
Radio
I
show.
usually call them radio shows.
a radio drama. Radio drama, I believe, is the term.
Radio drama.
I think it's
Alright.
called a radio drama.
Guys, we figured it out. We did the marketing thing.
All right, so so like that'd be a fun thing to try to attempt. Is like we work on a score and a script, and we act out like it can be a half hour or whatever. We act out the clip, and we do
Ooh.
the sound to it.
You know, it'd be fun.
That's
I
our
will-
idea. Patent pending, trademark, copyright.
On file, I would like to say I am trying to work on horror shit more, and I know that Joe
do that,
likes
yeah.
to work horror noises. What if we did a horror audio drama?
Foliage, I think it's called, right? When you do sound effect work,
I
foliage,
don't remember what the word is.
foliage, foliage.
I want to say foliage sounds.
Foliage is plants and stuff.
That's foliage. Foliage? I don't know. Foliage? I don't actually know. I don't remember that word.
I am accredited to one
Audiophile
voice
is not my
acting role.
Yeah.
My friend went to DePaul, and they went for animation, and they had to submit a project for a little animation they did, and they had asked me if I was interested in saying. I think I only said 4 words in total, but I could probably go back and see if I can find the footage and ask them for permission to like play it right here.
Hey, Survivor isn't real. No, you.
Like the I Like Trains.
Yeah, it was like a 5-second animation thing, and it was really cool. Voice acting would be cool if I didn't have a fucking nasally ass voice.
Foley. I think it's Foley. My phone died. That's why I
Foley?
couldn't check. Foley. Look, point is, I used to do
Sound Foley?
weird. I have this like odd loop pedal collection, and I like to use them to make like ambient horror sounds or just weird ambient sounds that kind of get creepy. I have a bunch of clips. You can
It is Foley.
Foley, right? I knew it sounded like foliage.
Relating to or concerned with the addition of recorded sound effects after shooting the film.
Mm-hmm.
The more you learn.
I learned, fun fact. Have you seen the
Is
Batman?
ambient music technically counted as scores or Foley?
Usually
Scores.
scores, no? That's
'Cause-
usually part of the overall
'Cause-
symphony, right?
Well, because it's a.
Sorry, I'm not
Oh,
close.
I think a
Watch the
Foley.
pops.
I think a Foley
Mhm.
is specifically making noise that doesn't necessarily involve instruments, whereas ambient involves instruments.
But then I make scores. I don't make sound effects.
Which
yeah,
is still
because
cool.
because when
It's
you
still
make
put
sound
something at
effects, it's typically like they'll have the footage running, and then there'll just be people with buckets of water and like they'll wet a towel and then just like slap it.
Or like the
On-
coconuts
yeah,
to
the
make the
coconuts.
horses.
A
Yeah.
And
sack
Monty
of
Python.
sand for a dead body noise.
Yes.
Because apparently a pound of sand is the same sound that is
Yeah, like
satisfying of a dead body
like
falling.
dead
that
weight.
thud, yeah,
thud,
that solid all in one chunk because sand falls at a good pace. And then you can get a trash can clash them. Like that's a better thunder than 2 cymbals that are tuned.
Yeah.
Apologies if you guys can hear a lot of noise. Our neighbors are actually shredding right now. They're doing really great.
You're killing. I actually kind of like this tune.
They're killing this jam and they're killing this recording.
Yeah.
You know what? This recording is bopping. We gotta keep singing to the beat and talking that
Our-
in the
our
cadence
podcast
of this
is-
possibility because we're going really fast right now.
Our podcast is so popular and so great. We have our own backtrack. How impressive is that? All right.
Either way, I'm
One-
both around.
1, 2, 3.
If you went to the January 8th show, I mentioned that I was running for president, and I've decided that I'm just going to record a bunch of presidential campaign videos, and you know what? If you think I should, I'll try, even though I legally
hey,
can't yet.
What if we did a music video to like? All right, so you pick one of the finish line.
Perfect.
Let's make footage of you being.
Finish line, but
Let's make
you're running a
footage.
campaign.
Yeah. Like
Yes.
we'll have you in your suit meeting people that look nice. We'll have you walking through the factory, like approving something with like a hard hat on, and then we'll have you like shaking babies, kissing hands. Like you know what I mean?
Yes,
I'm all
I'm all for this.
Walter Ortiz.
All right, write
We'll
that
go
down.
down. I know a lot of cool. I wonder if I have some
Welcome
friends
to
at
the
church
insights
over
of
in,
welcome to Inside Baseball with Foreign Sunsets. This is how we think of ideas.
I say
straight nonsense and fatherless.
I might just invest in a green screen that covers this wall. And
I'm
then-
buying a gorilla suit.
Yes.
No, we're renting it. We can't afford to buy it. It's not a good investment. Enough.
It's actually a better investment if we buy it and then rent it back.
Where
That
are you
is
gonna
true. We
store
could
that?
rent it to people.
How are you going to clean that?
We're gonna put it on a mannequin and it's gonna stand right here.
We have literally not enough space in
that's
here.
not a bad idea if one of us just alternates the gorilla costume every time, and
No.
that's how we store
okay,
it.
Okay, no. Here we go. We have it just like peeking
horrifying.
its
My
head out
cat's,
with its hands on the edge of the fucking.
That is
fucking
also funny.
John Wilkes Booth.
Like call out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fun fact about Owlcat Studios: our control booth is called John Wilkes.
1, 2, 3. All right. So January 8th at Book Club. Big shout outs to Feed the Monkeys. Big shout out to Annie's Takeout. Jesse, one of the best sound guys that I've worked with. And shout out to Sabi, really cool door person. But yeah, so I really respected what Jesse did because like, there's people that care about the job, and like, on the off chance that like he might have like offended me by telling me that like my guitar sounded off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like that. So I have this firm belief that like everybody, even if they can't like really articulate it, they know what sounds good. You know what I mean? Like inherently, you know whether something sounds good or not to you. You might not be able to put your finger on what it is or why, but like the fact that he even said anything goes a long way. You know what I mean?
Just
It shows professionalism.
the,
for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Like, I respect
He
that
knows
a lot.
what he's about.
the proactivity of it.
Yeah, like it definitely made me prepare harder for our set and really think about it even more because like it's really good to be able to be put in a bad situation and then through sheer willpower like work out the problem.
Yeah.
And it's also good
You know
to
what I
know
mean?
that they're skilled enough to identify. It's like, hey, you sound really weird.
Yeah, like their
That's
ear
just-
was attuned to the thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, you sound weird. I was like, I don't play like that. Fix that, please.
yeah, like we worked it out, and I respect that. Like it was.
I've been to places where the sound guy will just be like, you sound weird. Sucks to suck. Next.
Yeah.
It's like, goddamn.
Also, like the ability to like spot something and know its intention of it, and then wanting to fix it because like I played a show once, or we played a show once. Four and
Mhm.
Sunsets played in a fucking barber shop under a car washing place.
Oh yeah!
Yeah.
Holy shit! I forgot about that.
Yeah, because I was just talking about it the
Oh,
other
I wish I
day.
could have been there for that one.
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
sounds cool.
I was
there
just
was-
talking about it the other day. There was the opening act was a noise act. They brought in chains.
Yeah,
and
the
a
dude was
propane
Russian. I
tank.
remember.
Oh, that was the Noise Act band?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crazy.
like they were literally playing empty gas canisters in tanks.
No, that's the venue for that place. You guys were out of water. So
But
we're gonna-
it's like you're a
sure.
sound person and you see that and you're like, okay, whatever they do, yeah, that's probably how it's supposed to sound. But then seeing a guitar and being like, okay, like identifying that like something might be off and then asking like, hey, is this right?
Yeah.
Like just having the ear for that. Which, by the way,
Yeah, because you do run the risk of like
offending.
offending somebody, and it's like to want to have a good enough like for the sound guy's goal to be to have a good show. Like it seems like it's not a lot to ask for, but you'd be surprised how seldomly you get somebody that like genuinely fucking cares. So like another show that we did was Golden Dagger, and we had a sound person there, Maddie, who was fucking awesome. Like she was really cool too. And we've gotten very lucky. Our last two shows were definitely some of the best sound people we've had.
I
And
feel like
I really respect the grind of that.
Yeah, I mean, book club in general, a lot of their sound people are pretty good. Like Cam is really
Right,
good too.
but I'm saying
Yeah.
like when you go above and beyond, like
Mhm.
you know what I mean. Like when
Yeah.
you meet the standard, like that's the bare minimum. Like
Mhm.
like meeting the industry standard is the bare minimum. So to
Yeah.
go above and beyond that, it's like it's hard to get people to do the bare minimums.
I also feel like we have really good luck
Yeah.
when it comes to people being proactive about that stuff. Because when we recorded our EP, Learning to Grow Up on all streaming services, our engineer, Dan Tinkler,
Shout
over
outs.
at Million Yen Studios, we recorded there.
Mhm.
He was our engineer. He like came in, was giving us notes.
Right.
He even told you, "Hey, how about try moving your pinky over here so it adds a bit of a harmonic."
Oh,
for
that's
the
true. Yeah,
song.
we literally we made a small chord change,
And then
and it made all the difference.
he even
Like,
busted out the toolkit to fix like the tuning nuts on Mondo's guitar.
oh yeah. Like we
Yeah.
had an impromptu like. Actually, what if we just set up your guys' guitars fresh right now?
Yeah. And he
And I was
just
like,
busted
oh
out
shit,
the
yeah.
set.
Yeah, it's like we. Oh, so one of the best things was like, you can hear it in you can hear it on the song "Finish Line" on "Learning to Grow Up." Stream it on Spotify now. But in "Finish Line," there's a segment where we do gang vocals, and we basically were like, all right, all four of us have to sing simultaneously, and we have to get it right. And we kept fucking up. And it got to the point where I was like, it's cold as shit in here. Fuck it. Every time
No.
it's like,
Dan suggested
oh
it.
yeah, Dan was like, we need to set up consequences to like
Make sure you get it
incentivize
right,
you guys
yeah.
to get it right. So it started being like, all right, every time you guys fuck up, clothing is coming off. And so we literally got down to our boxers, and it was just like, we nailed it. We nailed it right before dicks.
No. We got it before boxers.
No, we got down to boxers, and then it was just like right at the fucking end. It was just like nailed it.
and then I was like, because before that I was like, dude, what if we actually do it? Like, there's no way he's gonna actually think that we're gonna commit to the bit. And then we because he said he would do it too. And then we walked into the booth afterwards, like after completing it, and we're like, Dan, what the fuck? He's like, no joke, I was gonna get naked, and because he's like, I didn't think you guys were gonna get naked. It's like I was gonna get naked and fuck with you guys. That was a great 2-day session we did.
Yeah,
I
we
think for that.
so we knocked it out. We knocked out all the instruments in 8 hours,
Mm-hmm.
and then vocals and mixing took the next 4.
Yeah, it's gonna be
So it was a
good.
day and a half.
Crazy. I remember showing up for that.
Yeah,
Shouts out to Dan Tinkler though. If you guys are looking for an audio engineer here in
Mhm.
Chicago, definitely reach out. We'll probably post his social medias and stuff somewhere.
I've been
here.
holding out my hand. I've been holding out my hand flat like that because I'm just gonna hover it over my hand.
You know what would be cool? If we
Mm.
put like a little green screen thing here that pops up when we like push something and like it shows up and it just displays on the green screen.
Oh, we can. We can have
You
that
know what I
little
mean?
flippy thing that pops up.
Like a pop-up
I know,
book style?
yeah. I mean, we don't need a green screen for that. We can just overlay it.
No, but I'm
But-
saying that'd be fun as fuck. Like,
would be, yeah.
You make it look like it's right on the table, not like...
Yeah, we should designate a spot though. Like, hey, like, get out of frame here a little. Cut your
Yeah.
But
When we do
you
it.
hear that? They're fucking covering Crazy Train.
Wow, they are.
Crazy!
But that's how it goes.
Alright.
Millions of people.
Shout out to Adaguns practicing their asses off, man. They're
Yeah.
literally here all the time. And,
We'll have to call them in for an interview one of these days.
They
had
are,
so much
yeah,
fun.
they're good. Oh, I got news about background character that I don't think I'm allowed to share publicly yet.
Then
we'll
shut the
bring
fuck up.
Ryan in. We'll bring Ryan in and you guys can
We'll
announce
bring in
it.
Ryan and stuff. You guys can figure stuff out.
Yeah.
Side note, music related though. I just listened to Paramore's new album release interview with Paul Lane. I don't know them. They just popped up in my podcast suggestions,
Nice.
and I didn't know Paramore was still making music.
Yeah.
What
I
is
saw a thing that was like, oh, we sacrificed MCR and Fall Out Boy and Paramore to get new Panic at the Disco music. It's like, now that MCR, Fall Out Boy, and Paramore are back, I feel like we should just sacrifice Panic for the fun of it. And then they broke up.
Yeah, I know, right? And then all three of them have just produced an album recently. But back to my Paramore point, I was listening to the podcast, and they were just talking about how the grind for them has been so crazy since the pandemic started. They started recording since the pandemic started, and they've been working on this, and because of that, because of the pandemic, they've lost track of time. So, like, I don't know about you, I forgot that Christmas was recently too. I was like, oh yeah, Christmas did just pass. I didn't really do anything this year really because I was still at home. And then for New Year's, we hung out, but it was like they worked all the way through, and they're releasing now in February the album officially. But they're like, yeah, we worked through the holidays to get that out. I was like,
Well, to be fair,
respect.
we technically worked through the holidays.
I know, but I'm
So-
saying just like just like them.
Part of the
Day back.
so we started building Outcast Studios in October of 2022, and we just were grinding it out trying to build the studio and get it ready because we wanted to do our 24-hour live stream for the new year. And we literally finished at 7 p.m. on December 30th.
It was rough.
Got to
crazy.
sleep 4 hours and then came right back in for the next 24 hours. Like, yeah, it was a heavy thing. And then like we dropped the podcast, we dropped the first episode of the podcast on Christmas. Actually, we were in here Christmas Eve editing. Like, so yeah, like we worked through the holidays. Did you guys do anything for Thanksgiving?
No, I also was just working on stuff. So I think just me and Ashley at home made some food.
I did.
Yeah, I didn't do anything for Thanksgiving Day. But
Well, oh yeah.
We did a Friendsgiving like days after, but
well, because like I had
Thanksgiving Day I didn't do anything but stay at home.
Thanksgiving
like,
Day,
my
yeah,
family
I did
didn't invite
nothing.
me over for anything. Like neither my in-laws either, because they were out in Florida. So like we're just
yeah,
home this
like,
year.
my mom came over, but like
That was Black Friday.
yeah, like that was Black Friday, and it's like we were
Oh no!
celebrating
Didn't
my
you have a whole thing with your
yeah, but we
your
were
aunt?
celebrating my aunt's birthday. It wasn't like Thanksgiving.
There's
You
a
know what I mean?
difference. But you guys
Yeah,
at
yeah,
least did a family thing at the
Yeah,
time.
but it's
which
different
is-
because it's like, it was like a happy birthday goodbye party. So
I also kind of ruined the vibe, but
yeah. So we're like, oh, we're just gonna make dinner and stuff. And John was like, I'll bring drinks. He shows up with nothing but liquor.
yeah,
Like
yeah. But
that's not drinks. Like he
Alcoholic.
didn't even bring a single non-alcoholic beverage. Like there was no mixers. He was just like, no, liquor's the thing. It was like.
What?
Like he's like, I
Liquor.
got syrups, and I was like, wait, so we're just supposed to have sweet liquor?
Well, I made a mocktail for Mom. I made
Yeah.
a mojito. But yeah, I bring a sort of alcoholic vibe to the family function that doesn't really translate.
Oh, we'll have to cut this, but exciting news. So, at the ripe old age of 60, got a weed prescription,
Really?
and she's still working up the courage. But I'm gonna take her to her first dispensary.
Wait,
I'm gonna
why?
help-
Why does she need a prescription? We can
Oh,
just.
she got medical.
Oh,
like
it's cheaper. It's cheaper.
Okay, yeah, that
yeah,
is
no,
true.
it's
Yeah, yeah.
significantly
They signed
cheaper.
up for medical.
Yeah. So we're in
Nice.
Illinois, and obviously Chicagoland podcast, but yeah. So she got her first
She got a
weed
weed
prescription.
Card, yeah.
So I'm gonna take her to her first dispensary and get her high for the first time.
It'll be great.
Pretty stoked. But yeah, we're gonna clip this out. So this is just for me to have. So the day,
Speaking
what
of
day is it today?
dispensaries, this is officially drained clean. Look how clean that is entirely.
Jesus
smoked out.
Christ. And you say I have a drinking problem. You guys have a fucking smoking problem.
Aren't you also vaping?
No. Not weed.
Somehow that's stupider. What do you get out of yours? Hold on,
A
let's weigh the.
headache? A
I was like,
headache?
let's weigh the pros and cons out of what I'm doing and what you're doing.
Here's my thing, right?
Neither.
Shut
You know
up.
what? Tried and true. Yours is only bad for you.
Here's my thing. I do
Not
not smoke for the nicotine. I don't smoke for the flavor. I smoke solely for the hand and mouth fixation and the act of just blowing smoke. I love.
Somehow that's even stupider.
It is very stupid. Yeah.
But it's the equivalent to drinking O'Doul's for the sake of like I just cannot stop drinking things.
Honestly,
that taste
who
like beer.
drinks non-alcoholic beer? You know,
Alcoholics?
I did. I drank non-alcoholic beer for like a week or two, just
How much
because
time we got left?
I was trying to curve it. But here's the thing, I
your last 12.
so I didn't get the O'Doul's. I went out to Mitsuwa, the Japanese supermarket,
No
because
hiring.
they had Asahi
Sponsor us.
0%, and I'm just like, yeah, this tastes exactly just like normal Asahi.
You know what's wild? Korean culture has literally normalized
Bummy beers.
No, it's like dropping shots into your beer
Oh
like-
yeah.
at like
Soju
lunch-
bombs.
no,
Guys,
but like-
there's-
at like lunch.
Yeah,
You know what I
soju
mean?
bombs.
No, but I'm saying like that's a thing you do normally when you're like we're going out, we're gonna get crazy, like we're gonna get so crazy, we're dropping liquor into our beer because both of these things need to be stronger.
that's
And then
just-
Korean
yeah.
culture came around, and then they're like, "Do you need to feel like you're at WrestleMania at 1 p.m. in the afternoon?
On a
Come to Korean
Tuesday?"
barbecue brunch."
To be honest, that just reminds me of my early days of joining as a fucking
Yeah.
salesman.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I used to work for an energy company,
Mm-hmm.
and if you hit your quota early, you get to hang out the boss. And what does the boss want to do? Is like, I want to go fuck around. You already made the money for the day. We're good. Let's go fuck around now. So he'd be like, let's go to the bar because it's the only thing that's near us.
Yeah.
So he'd be like, hey, we're doing Jaeger bombs with his choice.
Mm-hmm.
So I've grown to hate Jaeger because I used to hit quota early a lot just because I don't want to work anymore. It's like, what do you need out of me? Give me
Unfortunately,
it's like this is like when they told me it's like I need X done. I was like, done. I can hit that and I can go home. Yeah, cool. We got a deal.
nice.
When I was in Japan, we spent a lot of time hanging out at this Jaeger bar. There's a club called World in Kyoto. They only sold Jaeger. Like, that was their only liquor. They had a
I don't know
shit
how
ton
you
of
guys
drinks.
like it so much.
It's not even that you like it so much. It's one of those drinks that it keeps you aware of how many drinks you're having.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel
Like-
it in my stomach every
Well,
time.
no. Well, the problem with me is like beer. There's no amount.
it's just
you know-
bread.
Mm.
So it's
No,
just
no,
like,
but
I
I'm
can
saying,
eat
like,
bread nonstop. For sure.
There's no amount of beer where I'm like, oh, this is enough. Like, I can
Right.
drink beer all night. It's like liquor. It depends on the liquor, but like, if the rum ratio to whatever I'm drinking is enough, I'll just won't stop. With Jaeger, it's like it's the one drink I'll pace myself with, or like I'm not gonna like be slamming them back. It's like I just chill with them, and it's like cool.
I remember.
Like I do like it. I do like it. I'm
Yeah,
not
yeah,
saying I don't, but I'm saying like it's the one drink that I like.
when I was in Japan as
Interesting.
well.
Yeah.
There was a standing bar, Bar Frankie. Solomon, if you're still out there, I hope you're doing all right. And he had one of the Jaeger taps, like the freezing ones.
Ooh.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. And like we do test tube shots of it. Last time I was there was just a man who overheard a conversation that I was having with my friends. He's like, I heard you mention Florida. I'm from Florida. I'm an English teacher here. And then I got to talking about emo music with him. And then I went to a whiskey bar with him and did not get home until 5 a.m. It's weird that they have themed liquor bars in Japan. Like here's solely a whiskey bar, here's solely a Jaeger bar, here's solely a bar that is just like the weirdest fucking drinks you can think of.
It's weird to know that they're long standing too. Not like here in the US where they're just usually pop ups.
No, they're not long standing at all. The Japanese like food and bar economy, like restaurants get cycled out every year or two.
Do they just make their regular restaurants more like pop ups to us?
So
Yeah.
I was once
Weird.
there's this place in Tokyo. It's a psycho hospital horror themed bar called Alcatraz.
I remember that.
Alcatraz like a prison?
Yeah.
So it's like
Interesting.
so it's really cool because like
How prisons
it's all
will
like
enemies
horror
involved.
themed and everything,
Ah.
and like all the tables are in cells.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's really cool, and like
It's really cool.
and then
Nothing
all
about
your
prison
like all
is
the
cool.
nurse, like all the waitresses and
Wardens.
stuff are in like psych nurse outfits, but like sexy. And then like they just have wild drinks. Like I was drinking like a cocktail out of like a mannequin head that they had like.
They also have like the syringe
Interesting.
shots.
So it's a little deranged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that's I'm getting to the wild part here, but the next. So
It
I was
gets
drinking out of a
wilder?
head, right? One of the girls we're with,
My poor little
she
heart.
orders a drink, and they brought it out like in parts,
Ooh.
and I was like, huh? And so they're mixing it up, and then they took a vibrator out
To mix it?
and fucking put that bitch in there. And let me just tell you, this vibrator, like, if it does this to your insides, holy fuck!
Hell yeah.
Like the like the mixing power it had, I was just like, you could knead dough with this bitch.
For sure.
Like it was strong. But yeah, I thought that was hilarious. Like they used the vibrator to mix up her drink.
Remember, men, vibrators are your friend. As strong as you thought you.
It's sensitive.
Muscle bar.
Thank you for tuning in. This has been another episode of the Fatherless Behavior Podcast.
With Foreign Sunsets, we are your hosts.
I'm Jay.
I'm Bash.
I'm Walter.
Thank you so much for tuning in this week too, and thank you for those who came out to the January 8th show at Book Club. Please come out and see us at Book Club again, February 27th. We're playing with Daylong Sai. We're really fucking stoked to be playing with them because we've been friends with them for a bit, and they've been hyping us up for a bit. So we're really hoping that this next show is everything that we can fucking bring to the table with new material, hopefully.
For the next
Hopefully it's ready.
episode. For the next episode, I'm going to talk about the show. And then I'm also going to bring up my night with Daylong that I had. Boy.
You should save that to bring them on the podcast episode.
Ah,
to
that
talk
would be
about.
cool. Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is a
So,
story that
well-
something happened to you guys together. That's too funny.
Yeah, I went to go see Daylong play, and craziness ensued.
John, we got to wrap it up.
But yeah, so stay tuned for the next episode, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Thank you.
Follow us on all the social medias.
At Foreign Sunsets Band is our everything.
Check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Spotify, Twitch. That's
YouTube.
twitch.tv/Foreign Sunsets Band.
We're on YouTube.
Like, subscribe, definitely rate
like-
this podcast if you can.
And hopefully, if
Please
you're actually
share.
watching it, you've already found our YouTube channel. So thank you.
Best thing you can do to help us is tell your friends that this is fun and they should listen to it. Or even better yet, hold them against their will and show them.
Give them an ultimatum: your life or listen to the podcast.